Hello, everyone. Welcome to one more edition of the Outdoor Arts Portugal Showcase. Today, with the digital pitch session with some Portuguese artists that are ready to share with all of us their works. But before a short explanation, Outdoor Arts Portugal is a platform that aims to support emerging creation and the international visibility of the Portuguese outdoor arts and contemporary circles. So that's why we invite you all to join us this afternoon or this evening, depending on where we are in this world. And to start, I will invite you to see a short teaser of our today's program. So all these artists in different ways and shapes will share with us during the next 35-40 minutes their projects they are preparing. Some of them already are ready to tour, some others are in last legs of creation. But we will start to understand the persons, so the artists that are with us, and I will bring them on stage. Few, two more will join later. I will explain you why a bit later. And for now, I will invite you all the artists to present themselves in shortly. And I will start with Lucia Merlina, please.
Hello, I am Lucia Merlino from the company Merlina. I came from Argentina and I live here in Portugal since 2018. I am a painter and circus artist.
Thank you. And now we keep our journey with Concorda Company, Catarina and Mariana.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, we are very grateful and we would like to thank for the opportunity to be here. I'm Mariana Frazão and my colleague is Catarina Gameiro. From an immense thrill of joining both our imaginations, we created Concorda, a contemporary circus company based in Lisbon that uses circus and movement to weave poetical stories. Thank you.
Thank you. And the third artists have a bit change on the schedule, but will be with us with video. So I will invite also João Pataco.
Hello everyone, my name is João Pataco, I'm 25 years old and I'm circus artist and dancer. Today I will present you Ego, the second performance of a trilogy.
Thank you, João, even at distance and not really with us. And we'll keep this journey with Catarina Vieira.
Hello everyone, I'm Catarina Vieira, the maker of Lugar X. I'm a theater maker, a performer and a dramaturg based in Lisbon, and I've been developing several works for the public space with a multidisciplinary approach, with this intention of developing research that is situated in the encounter with a specific place, with a specific community or specific people.
Thank you, Catarina. And last but not least, Sara Marasso.
Hi to all of you. I'm Sara Marasso. I'm a choreographer, a dancer, and independent creative producer. I'm the artistic director of Il Cantiere, an Italian cultural association that has been working for many years with performative art production, and I'm currently based in Lisbon. That's it.
Thank you, Sara. And thank you, all of you. So Daniel Seabra has a last minute personal question, so he's not present with us, but I will present you a bit of the project in the end of the pitch sequence. And I think it's the moment to start. So I will say goodbye for a bit for some of the artists, and we'll stay with Lucia, that with Merlina, you will present us the project Cafelina. Go ahead, Lucia, please.
Okay. So yes, the name of my show is Cafelina. This is a multidisciplinary show, and it's a fusion in between circus and painting through coffee. And why coffee? So to explain this, I need to say I am a visual art teacher specializing in painting. I study in Argentina, and during my last year in university, I started to experiment with natural pigments, and I felt a very strong connection with coffee, and was like that how I started to painting with this material. And some years later, I came to Portugal to study circus in INAC, the circus school. And after my graduation, I reconnect with the history of the coffee, and I found very interesting the point about the women's were not allowed to drink coffee in the past in many countries, and also women can't enter in coffee shops. And I take this idea and I start to think, if I put my body to be one of these women and I couldn't drink coffee, what would I do with it? So I decided to do a show to give visibility to these women and to use the coffee in my way, for painting with my feet and my hands also. Yes, this is the idea of the show. We can see the video maybe to have a more clear concept. So, Cafelina is a work in progress with a current duration of 25 minutes. Is a solid structure now, ready to be present in festival or different events, both for indoor or outdoor spaces, also conventional and non-conventional spaces. I considering the possibility of extending the format of the show I am open to receive support for residencies and co-productions to to make a long version of my show for the next year. I would like to do a premiere in the middle of the 2025. And yeah, just to finish, the structure of the show is very simple. Is detachable. This is a very difficult word for me. It's easy to be transported by plane, for example. I create the show thinking in this and the possibility to move the show in different countries and places. And it's very important for me. The unique thing and technical is the flat floor is so important. And yes, if you would like to see my show, I will be in Leme Festival in December in Iliabo in the outdoor program. And also before I will be in Mostra Estufa here in Porto in Teatro Campo Alegre, 29 and 30 of November. Yes, thank you very much. I am now in a residency also in Fauna in Teatro da Didascalia. So yes, I am working a lot in the piece.
Thank you, Lucia. I think we are all curious to see it live, and there are quite a lot of opportunities soon. Thank you. We'll keep in touch during the session. And for you that are seeing us at home, just one detail. So we don't have questions in between the presentations, but if you have any question, you can use the chat system in the YouTube. I will take a look during the pitches, and if there are any relevant questions after all the presentations, I can share some questions with the artists that are presenting live with us. And continuing our journey, we will bring on stage, virtual stage, Concorda Company, Catarina and Mariana, and I will invite them to start their pitch, but we'll start via video and they will continue it later. So let's go.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Catarina, and today I'm sharing with you about our latest show, Concorda. Concorda is a Portuguese wordplay that can mean with rope or to agree. Using the rope as symbol of connection and union, the audience is led on a journey into the universal theme of human relationships. Rope manipulation, movement, and physical theater are the means to a game of dynamic forces, elastic, magnetic, gravity, weight, and counterweight. The rope tells us that every action is tied to a reaction, representing an emotional exchange beyond the rope itself that transcends materialism. Concorda can be presented in unconventional spaces, protected street, and on stage. It promotes a meeting space that values the intangible and detail the profound, giving way to sensitivity in the public space that contrasts with the frenetic rhythm of the street. Using sepia tones, it invokes a nostalgic and ancient feeling while bodies move in contemporary ways. With the original music that highlights its nuances and emotions, intensifying the atmosphere and the audience immersion. It elevates and reinforces the show's identity. The logistical minimalism of the work stands out, using only two bodies, these two, and two ropes, these two, on a 7 per 5 meters performing area, and a single track only needing someone to press play. We are looking for having presentations in theaters, festivals, and other venues. We are open to receive any challenge that someone might have for us, as also artistic residence and co-productions for other creations of the company. This show, Concorda, is this year's winner of Imaginarios Mais. And right away, we leave you with a sneak peek of a live performance in this year's European Juggling Convention. Yes, and you can find us on the social networks by Corda Concorda, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us all these visions in personal for the show. And just a reminder for you at home, if you have any questions, please use the chat system in the YouTube. And we'll keep this journey now with the digital intervention. So I will invite a digital João Pataco to join us, and you will be able to better understand his new project called Ego.
Today I present to you Ego, a show that, in addition to being a natural extension of my artistic career, represents a profound exploration of the dualities that make up human nature. Through the invitation of 23 Milhas and Bússola to be the resident artist of LEM Festival, this show was born as the second part of a trilogy that began with the show Oku. The main focus of this trilogy is the emancipation of a being, addressing the process of self-discovery, acceptance, and personal transformation. Ego is a multidisciplinary show that crosses the territories of acrobatics, dance, clowning, and fantasy, building layered narratives. The narrative involves the creation of the two main characters, who represent opposite and at the same time complementary poles of human existence. At the center of Ego are two contrasting figures that symbolize the extremes of human emotional experience. On one side, we have the character who believes in the domain of illusion and social exaggeration. This figure, inspired by the world of clown, is a representation of fantasy and unbridled joy, an entity that thrives on excess, amplified smiles and theatrical gestures. It is the manifestation of the most extravagant side of the human being, the one that gives into euphoria, limitless imagination, and the need to be seen and admired. This character is like a distorted mirror of social conventions, an exaggerated reflection of the expectations imposed on us and the mask we often wear to meet them. At the other extreme, we have the second character, who inhabits the territory of sadness and melancholy. This figure is more introspective, silent, and contained, symbolizing the hidden face of the emotion we prefer to hide. It is the inner voice that deals with the insecurities, fear, and weakness of existence. This character represents our struggle against the shadow of doubt, the weight of choices, and the acceptance of our imperfections. While the first figure reaches outwards, seeking light and validation, this one withdraws inwards, finding beauty and truth in depths of silence and sincerity of raw emotions. The rotating rectangular structure that occupies the center of the stage in Ego is more than just a set of pieces. It acts as a portal that connects these two opposite realities. It is through this portal that the character emerge and transform, moving between the different layers of a being. Each rotation is a passage of a new dimension of identity, where fantasy meets melancholy and the two sides confront, merge, and at times collide. The portal functions as a symbol of the constant metamorphosis that we all experience on our journey of self-discovery. It reflects the idea that our identity is never fixed, but rather a process in flux, an endless cycle of transformation that allows us to discover and rediscover who we are. The narrative of Ego focuses on the exploration of the inner self, a journey through the multiple layers of identity that inhabits each of us. It is a search of balance between extremes, an attempt to harmonize the light and darkness that coexists within all of us. The drama invites the audience to reflect on their own dualities, questioning to what extent we are capable of accepting and integrating all aspects of our being. The show is a metaphor for the internal struggle of accepting that we are made of contradictions. Throughout the performance, the characters interact and confront each other, demonstrating that true emancipation is only possible when one embraces both laughter and tears, both illusions and the naked truth. This journey is at once painful and liberating, a direct confrontation with the ghosts we carry and the masks we wear. Despite being a solo with a duration of approximately 40 minutes, Ego transcends the time and space where it is presented. Its adaptability allows it to be presented both in concert halls and in open-air spaces, adapting to the characteristics and energies of each environment. It becomes a somewhat immersive performance. The creation aims to create a direct dialogue with the viewers, inviting each spectator to embark on an introspective journey. Ego is not just a performance to be seen. It is an experience to be felt, reflected upon and lived, an invitation to look within and question the true nature of our own self. In conclusion, Ego is more than a show. It is a sensory and emotional experience that challenges traditional notions of identity and existence. By confronting the extremes of being between the colorful exaggeration of the clown and the melancholic depths of introspection, the creation seeks to find a point of balance, a place where all layers can coexist in harmony. It is an invitation to everyone to delve into the chaos of our contradictions and from it emerge with a clearer and deeper understanding of who we really are.
Thank you, João, even at distance. So it was presentation about this show that I'm quite sure you will soon be able to meet him. So no questions for him as he will not be here. And a reminder, if you have any questions to the other artists, you can use the chat system at the YouTube. And we'll proceed our journey now back live to our digital journey. And I will invite Catarina Vieira to join us and present her project called Lugar X. Go, Catarina,
Hello,
please.
hello everyone. So Lugar X was born from my desire to deal with this anguish of what to do in face of climate change and ecological devastation, and to invite the audience to join me to deal with this sensation. Maybe we don't have a solution, but maybe we can be together thinking about it. So X, this X of Lugar X, of place X, is related to any place in every city, village, landscape that was marked by a certain kind of devastation, either ecological devastation, economic, social, personal, or an intersection of all these kinds of devastations. And to give you an example, these images that you are seeing are from the first residency of this project in the Mina de São Domingos in the south of Portugal, which is an old copper mine that was exploited for 150 years and left these traces of acidic waters in the landscape. But X could also be that abandoned place that we don't want to look at. So, for example, then we did several other implementations of this project. We have been in a fishing port where the ancient and traditional ways of fishing were almost extinct. We worked in a social housing neighborhood in the periphery of Lisbon, where devastation maybe means another thing. We worked in an abandoned factory, and for example, in Catalonia, we were working in a small village where the river had been dry for 3 years because it didn't rain. So we can interpret this concept of devastation very broadly, but the idea is really to find in every city, in every village, what is that place that we rather not look, or the place that was exploited, the place that was abandoned. And when we find that place, then we implement a methodology, and we can look at the next slide. And this methodology depends on a residency of around 7 to 10 days, where besides going to that place and working there, I also do some interviews, and I'm very interested in interviewing, for example, a biologist or an activist or someone from history to give me a context of what are the causes of that situation, that devastation. But more importantly, I'm more interested in researching the gestures of regeneration that also exist in that territory. And I can do that through interviews, but also through a movement workshop that is open to the community, and it's for free for everyone. And in this workshop, we actually write and envision what are these gestures that keep us alive within devastation. And it's a place where I gather more personal stories, and how out of this encounter with this context in interviews and the workshop, then I create a performance for the public space, and we can see the next slide, that lasts around 40 minutes. And it's an invitation for the audience to walk in this place where I've been working. So, for example, here, this was in Catalonia, in Mieres, in Spaniam, where we made a walk around this river that was dry. And while we are walking, then I invite the audience to do some practices. So it's a quite participatory project. We can see the next slide. And these practices are very much about tuning in to the landscape, to each other, to the people that are doing the walk with us. And in the end of the walk, we can see the next slide. In the end of the walk, we gather around a circle of soil, and this soil is excavated in that place. So, for example, here, This soil came from the river that was dry, and I create this circle around which we gather. And we do the last practice, and we can see the video now. And this last practice is actually a collective meditation where the audience, we can see the video. Oh, yeah. I invite the audience to touch this soil that maybe it comes from the mine, maybe it comes from the river, maybe it comes from an abandoned factory. And around this soil, touching it, we meditate on the transformations that we live that had a huge impact on us. And the people actually are invited to share their stories. And I aim at creating an intimate space, and people really do share their stories and their reflections on where do I live, the environment where I live, but also more personal stories relating to life and death and transformation. So this project is very much about this, about coming together and reflecting. And maybe we don't have a solution, but being together and talking about is already part of the solution. And in the end of the performance, I share a text that is always different in every city. So it's a text, a poetic text that I write out of this encounter with the interviews or the movement workshop. And then I write this text and I share it in the performance. We can see the last slide. So in terms of conditions of how to make this work, and I really believe that every city has this X marked in the landscape. So there's a place that is waiting to be seen and touched. So the big investment is really in the residency. So to have time to learn about the place, to create a relationship, to inhabit it. It's only me traveling. I don't travel with a set, but it's very important for the project to happen a mediation support. And usually the finding of this abandoned factory, this mine, is done in dialogue with the programmation team or the mediation team. And I like to build this in dialogue to see what is the relevant place where the work can be implemented. And of course, a studio for doing the movement workshop. But the most important is really to bridge in between me and the context, and also the access to this field and the possibility of digging the earth and creating this circle and this walk for the audience to go there. So to conclude, I think this project brings an opportunity for us to be in a space of a collective reflection about the conditions we need to stay alive. And if you are curious to see it, next year in May 2025, the project will be implemented in Torres Vedras, in Cine Teatro Torres Vedras, and you are more than welcome to come and see. And of course, there's the social media of Lugar X, where you can find us and all the previous residencies and presentations that we did. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katarina. And if you don't mind, I think I will open an exception because there are a very, very concrete question for you in the chat. Okay. And I think it's better to put now than later. That is about the audience capacity. Do you have a maximum number?
Yes, so we do sessions of 20 people, but we can do between 2 and 3 sessions per day. So that we can have a bigger number of audience. But I'm really working with intimacy and with sharing practices. It's nice if the number of audience is smaller. So it's for smaller audience, but we can multiply the number of sessions. I hope I answered the question.
I think that's it. Thank you so much, Katarina. And we come back in the end of this session for the last round. And now let's keep this journey, inviting Sara Marasso on the room, and she will be presenting us the project called Play.
Thank you. And hi, everyone, again. I will present you the project Play. The title is a bit of a joke because the project is about darkness. It proposes an immersive, itinerant, and site-specific performance connecting an outside space with an inside small, dark place or a black box. It arises from a need to connect with a tactile knowledge and to release on overload of visual information, questioning somewhat, I could say, what we can see individually and as a plural entity in this fragmented time we are living. So it aimed to offer an experience that is not only sensory, but also artistic and participatory, focusing on the presence of our bodies in public space, understood the public space as a common good. As you could see in the image that we are collecting, the core of the performance is the dance, considered as a language of space and relation, a language to be received also with ears, skin, kinesthetic sense, and in an immersive and sonorous way that is reinforced by quadrophony, and within a space of proximity, so 5-6 square meter about. The project is proposing during the day with a natural light, inviting a small group of people to walk and enter in the black box where body's movement will emerge from a complete darkness. Light will gradually arrive and a sort of lava-like quality of dance will be clearly and slowly revealed. The project play have two important props to be used. The first one is the ice mask, and they are used first by the performer in the first part of the performers in the box, and then offered to the audience for a blindfolded walk in order to join an outdoor space, get out of the box. This outdoor public space become an open play zone. The game to be played, communicated to the audience through a voice off, is the traditional blind man's bluff in English, cabra cega, where a blindfolded person tries to reach and touch the other. The second props is the portable dark room, a 5 square meter modular black box designed for transportation. To date, we are experimented with other sustainable methods, so there are also possible and interesting solutions to adapt an existing enclosed space into a black box. Now, what we are searching for at the moment. First, more residency for the team working together. So the two dancers, one musician, the light and set designer, and all the enlarged artistic team for the other parallel activity that also the project would like to offer. Co-production, also to implement the black box and the light and sound immersive quality of the performance. And the presentation at the end, presentation date of the complete project play. That means starting from, this is for the summer 2025. And when I say complete project, that includes the walking performance and the parallel activity, so an open workshop to share the dance research, a meeting around the concept of the project, and the open black box as an interactive sculpture. As a research project, we have already held some presentation in Italy, so the pictures are related to these two experiences. And the next public showing of this study files are scheduled for January 2025 in Portugal. It will be in Sesimbra municipality and in Lisbon. Well, I'm at the end. I just would like to thank you very much for your attention, and hope you will interesting in project play. Thanks all the artistic team that I couldn't present here, but make play possible. And thanks Outdoor Art Portugal for the support and great collaboration. That's it.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Hope you enjoy this presentation. And a last reminder, as you are going to the end of this session, so if you have any questions for the artists that are presenting live, please use the chat system in the YouTube. And now we are going to the last presentation, and see you in a bit, Sarah. Thank you. And it is from Daniel Seabra, so presenting the new project Pod Pedra, that is a contemporary circus performance. However, Daniel is a bit sick in the last hours and is not able to join us. So just a bit teaser of you can understand of the project. I will show you a short video of the project in the next moment, and the video is coming now. So it's just a bit of Pod Pedra from Daniel Seabra that I'm sure you will have opportunity to discover better. So in the email you have received this morning with the link to join this session, you have a dossier. So it's also uh, a reply to helping you to find it. So we have a link to find the dossier with information about all the projects and the direct email of the 6 artists that are presenting today. So if somebody didn't receive it, just please send us an email to info@outerarts.pt and you are forwarding all the information that you may need. And this is the moment that we are coming back all together. So I'll invite all the artists back into the stage, and understanding that there is no more questions from the audience. So it means that you all were really direct, touching the point, and were clear. But I know that some of you already give us some informations about the next places where we can see you live. But maybe we can just do a last round, understanding where all the audience can see you live in the next few months. Maybe we start from the first, Lucia.
So I will be present, Cafelina, in Mostra Estufa, in Teatro Campo Alegre, 29 and 30 of November at 11 o'clock, I think. Then I will be in Leme, in the outdoor programmation. I think is the 5 and 6 of December. And for this year is this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucia. And maybe you keep the order. And Mariana and Katarina, you have schedule.
Yes. So we are going to be on the 7th and 8th of December, making part of the Outdoor Portugal programmation in LEM Festival. And on the 21st of March 2025 in Sesimbra, and with our upcoming show Linhagem, that is premiering in Imaginarius Festival, happening from the 22nd to the 25th of May 2025. Yes.
Thank you so much. And if you keep the order, Katarina, you are the next.
Yes, so Lugar X, the next implementation of the project will be on the 17th of May of next year in Cine Teatro Torres Vedras in Portugal.
Thank you, Katarina. And Sarah, it's your turn now.
Yes. So the next presentation as a work in progress of the project play will be in Quinta do Conde, in the library, the garden. Quinta do Conde is near Sesimbra, is in the city council program of cultural program of Sesimbra municipality, and then at the end of a residency that we will do in Lisbon. In 19 of January, we will present also Largo Residencias, Jardim de Bombarda, here in Lisbon. Thanks.
Thank you so much to Sarah, to Lucia, Catarina, Mariana, Catarina, João, and Daniel, even they are not here. And thank you for your effort to join us today. I think it was really interesting to listen your projects, and I hope all the people that are at home seeing us or at office can keep in touch with you. And I will just say bye to you, but not so bye to the artist with this thank you, but not bye to all of you that are still seeing us at home, because I have few last informations. And the first one is keep in touch with Outer Arts Portugal. We have really interesting news in the next few days, let's say end of this month. So if you know our platform, outerarts.pt, you know that you can find a map with all these artists, and let's not say all the Portuguese artists, festivals, and sector, but it's a growing map that is trying to connect all the system. And I can announce now that in very few days you will discover a very brand new platform. There will be a bit more organic, with more, it's more futuristic in the design, and will be, I think, more interesting for all of you. So we are currently in this moment in the transition. So next week, I can say for sure that you can discover this new platform. So save this information and try to discover it. And last, so back on the thank you. So thank you for all the team that is supporting this project, for all artists, for you, and for sure for everybody that is funding us. In this case, the Direção-Geral das Artes, Portuguese Ministry for Culture, that is supporting the implementation of all this year Outer Arts Portugal Showcase, and an invitation. We will continue this journey live in 2 weeks in Ilhavo in connection with Land Festival. So before you go out of this session and after my goodbye, I invite you to see a short video with a welcome to the upcoming events. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the artists and you at home, and hope to see you all very soon. Thank you.